If our recent videos have whetted your appetite at all for cruising or repositioning cruising, this video is absolutely stellar. It's going to save you hours of time and a fortune in money. If you know what our videos are normally like, it's normally Sarah next to me. This one's very, very different because I just want to get into the info here and the nitty gritty of what we got to share with you because it's so impressive. This is very, very informational based. So the last two videos, you might want to check those. I'll link to those at the end of this video. They go through our Repositioning Cruise we took from Sydney, Australia, all the way to Vancouver, Canada, with some incredible stops along the way. And we also went into a detailed cost breakdown comparing it to taking a long haul flight. And the cruise we took was fairly expensive. We didn't choose it based upon price. There are much, much cheaper options out there that you can select. So if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, I'd like to do this, but I don't know where to start, you are starting in absolutely the right place. I'm going to share something that you just don't see the big YouTube channels based on cruising ever talking about. That's probably something to do with their affiliations and links they've got to companies. For me, this is highly likely to be the last video I ever make about cruising. I've got no skin in the game and no axe to grind. I've just found a tool which I think is absolutely incredible that I want to share with you. Right, let's head over to the laptop and let me take you through exactly what this tool is and compare it to the alternatives. Right, get myself a coffee. I'm going to start searching on the laptop and see what we can find. So let's have a look at the traditional way of looking for a cruise or a repositioning cruise before we look at this fantastic tool that I'm going to tell you about today. I like going below, something here called Repositioning Cruises. Best prices and service guaranteed. Right, okay, so month, let's say we're interested in September to October. All cruise lines, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. All ships, yeah, that's fine. Number of nights, well, probably, oh no, we want 14. Oh, so it's either that or that, okay. All right, well, that's first thing. Departure ports. I want to go from Europe. Oh, I just want to say Europe. Okay, I can't do that. All right, show me the deals. Oh no, I've got to register. Right, first thing, I don't like that. I don't like having to register, so I'm going to come out of this one. What else have we got? Let's see. Cruise Direct. Transatlantic deals on Cruise Direct, right. Okay, there's a map of, there's a picture of the Tower Bridge. Right, so we're looking for, right, I've got to wait for it to update its results. And I've got to wait for it to update its results. And I'm interested in, right, I've got to go forward here. So I've got to start that date because, okay, I just want something simple. It's updating the results. Every time is updating the results. And you can select your cruise line. Yeah, that's cool. Departure city. Wow. Europe. I'm a bit flexible on Europe, but it doesn't give me that option. Okay. Okay. But now what I've got to do is, first of all, there's a cruise bot. Hate that kind of stuff. But I've got to look at a whole cruise and I've got so much information like, oh, this one's got an all-inclusive cruise. It's got a Visa gift card, Cyber Week bonus. The point I'm making is, if you don't know what you're doing, every website you go to just seems to be bamboozling. So there's a better way. Let's come away from here and let's go to cruiseplum.com. What I love about Cru Plum is the one thing that sets it apart from all those other cruise websites out there is it isn't trying to sell me anything. I've struggled to find out much about the creators of Cru Plum. As you can see, their website is fairly clear of clutter, so I couldn't find that. And I hope they get to see this and are pleased that someone is talking about their amazing product. The one thing is, I think basically they're a set of techies that love cruising. So what they've done is they've simplified, seen all the bamboozling happens out there, and made it into something which is a much more consistent, straightforward approach. And basically, I think what they've done is they've gone to the internet and they've scraped all the data from those websites and put it into a single place. So all you have to do is have the fun of searching. And when you work out how Cru Plum fits together, you'll see that searching is actually a joy on here. So I'm going to talk you through the main screen. First of all, it tells you they've got quality tools, unbiased, i.e. we're not here to sell you a cruise, we're here to help you find the right cruise for the right price. And there are a bunch of cruise enthusiasts looking to build the best way to find great voyages at good price. Good enough for me. So these are the tools that they offer. We're not going to look at all of these, but I'll just give you a quick highlight. Let's have a look at hot deals. Now, hot deals, every screen will look very similar, so you'll quickly start to understand what this is offering you. Now, Sarah and I are in Spain at the moment, and let's say that we're interested in the region of Spain, obviously knows we're here, and looking at what the best deals are. So I've clicked on best. And already, let's see, what have we got? We can see celebrity constellation. So I've not even asked for repositioning, but the 7th of, the 7th of November next year, celebrity constellation, Barcelona in Spain to Tampa in the US, 14 days, inside cabin, $598. That's pretty good. And yeah, so, but all I'm seeing here are the things they think are the hot deals, which is good. So I'll go back to the main screen and then last minute deals. Let's say you're looking for a cruise next week. Well, again, we can say we're in Spain at the moment. What have we got? Celebrity Infinity, that's one of those posh ships, isn't it? On the 9th of December, which is just over a week away, 12-night cruise, Barcelona, returning to Barcelona, that's what that arrow going around means. And that for an inside cabin, $599 US. Nice. So we can also see that there's cruises, if they don't have that thing that switches around, that means they're one way. So Barcelona to Santo Domingo. Nice, Barcelona over Recife. So these are the last minute deals you might find for yourself. Again, you see it's a consistent interface. And then price drops. This one's really interesting if you really want to get into it, because on these you can look at the ordering of it. So it's currently ordered in date order. What's the most what's the one that's going to come up the soonest that they have, which has got a price drop? And that's saying the 2nd of December. But if you swap that to the drop percentage, it's going to show that, first of all, lowest to highest. Switch it again, so you can see MSC Seaview on the 21st of January next year, Rio de Janeiro, a round trip, 6 days, that's had a price drop of 69%. So that's impressive, if that's what you're looking for. That's not what we're looking for today, but you can see what you can do. And then solo supplements, that's not really for us because we're a couple, but that will give you more information on that there too. Then you've got the cruise search, we'll come back to that in a moment. Suite search, we're not interested in a suite search because that just sounds like more expense. We don't need a suite, we're happy with a cabin. And then a detailed search. So we're interested in a cruise search. Now, spoken about those repositioning cruises, let's say we want to see a cruise that's going to go from Europe to the US on a transatlantic cruise, because that's what we're likely to do next. And that will be around the end of the summer season in Europe. So let's say October, November. So I'm going to go search all cruises. It takes you in and gives you more information about why it's a good place to be. That it shows you, this is an interesting bit here actually. It's saying it's going to show you everything. All the taxes, all the fees are in there in what you see. Start searching. How many passengers? It's me and Sarah, 2 of us. And then country of residence. Now this is a gap for Sarah and I because our country of residence is the UK, but I'm going to choose the US because I can quickly calculate the dollar to UK in my head on the cost of a cruise there. And this is what it brings you to. Fantastic. We're on page 1 of 5016. Remember I said about cruising being bamboozling? What a place to start. But watch what we do. I'll go to the monthly calendar. I'm interested in 2024, and as I say, October, November next year. Already, we've dropped that down to 432 options. Still a lot, but we've cut out more than 80% of them. Next, let me see. So you can look at a daily calendar or for an embarkation or disembarkation. Cruise length, right, this is useful. So I think for repositioning anything above 11 days, and look, it doesn't recalculate every time, just adds it on. We're now down to 90 pages. Price per day, yeah, we're not so worried about that. Region, right, region, well, I said we want transatlantic. We're now down to 20 pages. How quick it is to reduce this. And I've got a real clever little technique in a minute that will really wind this down into a tiny number to work from. Next, is it going to be a round trip? Well, no. And the embarkation port, well, I'm talking about coming from Europe, and I don't care anywhere in Europe. We can take a cheap flight to get to the cruise ship, going to the US. So let's say we're going to go from either Northern Europe or Southern Europe. Either one of those will do for us. So it's adding those in. We're now down to 18 pages. This is going well. Disembarkation port, well, transatlantic is likely to be North America, so I'll just leave that as it. No, hang on, I'll put it on there. There may be North America. It's reduced it down to 10 pages. So that's interesting. But let's move on. And this is where you can be a little bit clever. Lines and cabins. I know a little bit about cruising, enough to know that Azamara I can't afford. So I'm going to leave that off. But Carnival, I can do that. Celebrity, can afford that. Costa, that's a European brand, we could afford that. Holland America, yes. Now, here's a first clever thing. I'm going to put MSC on there. And when I put MSC on, you'll find that they have many cruises. And I'll come back to that in a moment. Norwegian, Princess, Royal Caribbean, and Virgin. All good. But look at the first confusing thing that's happened, because on the 6th of October next year, the Regal Princess goes from London, there isn't a cruise port in London, that would be Southampton, London to Galveston. But it's going again from London to Galveston. And again, and the reason for that is because it's showing you prices for inside, mini suite, suite or balcony. This is a bit where you've just got to do one relatively time-consuming step, but you'll see how this will really simplify your search. We're on 10 pages, look. I'm going to scroll up, Carnival, I'm going to go down here and say, the room I'm interested in is inside. Recommend you do the same, even if you never ever want to stay in an inside cabin, and I'll show you why in a moment. Celebrity, I'm just going to go inside again. Now I'm picking inside because these are generally the last suites to go on a ship, so you're going to see more of the available cruises out there. So MSC will do the same thing. So I've just got to go down this list, repeating as I go. Princess, Royal Caribbean, and Virgin. In doing that, what I've actually told the system is just show me one instance of each cruise. So now I'm down to just 2 pages. So we went from 5,000 pages down to 2 in a couple of minutes. Now what we can do is have some fun. So you see we've got Regal Princess, London to Galveston appearing just once. But remember I said something about MSC. If you look here, on the 27th of October, the MSC Seaside is Rome to Miami. Then on the 30th, the MSC Seaside is also going from, but how's that possible? It's because basically MSC is more like a bus company. They pick people up at each port. So I find that they can kind of clog up the results. So unless you're really keen on doing an MSC cruise, I just cut them off. So I cut it off there, and now I've got 2 pages of cruises to look at. So what can you do? Well, the thing to do here, I think, is look at the things that are most important to you. For me, it would be the length of the cruise. I like a long cruise, so let's order it on length. If I click that twice, that shows me the longest is that Regal Princess cruise. But then you can look at the total cabin price. You think, no, I want a cheap cruise. What's the cheapest? And if I do it price per day, then I can see Sky Princess. Beautiful ship. Sarah and I were on the Sky Princess going up to Norway just a few months ago. From Southampton to Fort Lauderdale, 17 days, transatlantic, $759. But then it says total cabin price of $2,356. How does that work? If it's to 2,759s is, well, 1,518. Right, let's go into more info. This is where things get really interesting. You know, I said just set it to inside. Now you can see all of the cabin options. So you can see there's a balcony cabin, mini suite and suite. It's showing you the fare price, the discount that they've seen versus an average, but also taxes are in there, tips and the total. So you can see what the price is per day per person of $69 or the total $139. Next clever bit to do. You scroll down, it shows you the fare history. So back in January of this year, these were significantly cheaper. So if we look at the inside cabin, that was at that point, if you booked it then, $1,658. Now, the very same one is $759. So this is giving you a trend. And you can see the trend is downwards on this. So they're probably not selling the cabins as well they could. Then you want to go, well, where's this go then, this cruise? Well, you get on in Southampton, goes to Cherbourg in France, and Celta Vigo in Spain, Lisbon, Portugal, Madeira, the island of Madeira on Portuguese island, then Bermuda, disembarking in Fort Lauderdale. The ship itself, 2019, it's a new ship, takes 3,600 passengers, and you can see some of the features that are on there. It's got a fitness centre, it's got a pool and pickleball, but it doesn't have go-karts and bumper cars and that kind of stuff. So you can see all the detail you need, and they do also offer here more info and book. You can click on that, and that will take you to the Princess website, accept all their cookies, of course, and you can then go through looking at that cruise on here in more detail. And if you want to book, you do that there. And that is basically how Cru Plum works. As I say, I don't know these guys, we're not sponsored. I just like a simple tool when I see it. And this one is very simple, but also extremely, extremely powerful. So for me, I'd highly recommend it. The prices you see here, that's not necessarily what you're going to pay. This is like your starting point. So you know what to do next with that information. So if we take this cruise here, the Sky Princess, 17 days from Southampton, UK to Fort Lauderdale on the 27th of November next year. Now what you can do is go to all of those bamboozling websites and you can put the specific cruise in that you're looking for. And then you'll see the other offers that are available to you in your market that may not be available to me in the market I operate in. So you might be given $500 cruise credit and I might not get that. But now you're furnished with the information. So I think if you want to book a repositioning cruise, or any cruise for that matter, for me, this is the starting point every time. You'll see at the top of the screen there's an option to log in and join. I've joined, and I don't think it's cost me anything. Yeah, join now for free. Basically, it just saves you searches and saves some of the things that you specifically look for in your cruises. So it just makes it even better. It's pretty cool, isn't it? As I said earlier, Sarah and I are in Spain at the moment. And we're coming up to Christmas, and it's really made us think about our life over the last 3 years after we've jacked in our jobs and given up the corporate life to travel the world for 10 years. And we thought about what's the big change? And do you know what? It all comes down to one word, one single word. And that's what the next video is all about. When that's available, that's going to be available right here. In the meantime, you look at all these cruises, you may well be thinking to yourself, are these guys going to run out of money before they get to the end of the 10 years? Well, before we left Australia for our cruise to Vancouver, we recorded a Q&A video where we spoke specifically about the fact of running out of money. You might want to check that. You've been watching To Go Rome. Me and Sarah will see you in the next one. Bye for now.